Hey everyone, Johnny Man here, and welcome back to Save Our Saints. Today's episode 26, and we take on Chelsea in the Europa League semi-final. Obviously, this is a huge game for the football club. Today, we're going to do both legs in this episode. Once again, everyone, welcome back to Save Our Saints. Today we take on Chelsea, as I mentioned, in the Europa League. But let's take a look at the three fixtures since the last time you joined us, and that was the game against Sevilla. We beat Wolves here 3-1. It was actually our first victory over Wolves in this save. Took us to the 6th attempt to beat Wolves. Previously, they beat us 4 times out of 5, so it was good to get a victory over our kind of save rivals, as it were. We beat them 3-1 here. Goals from Maxwell Cornet, Jeremy Toljan and Erling Haaland giving us victory here. After that, a 1-1 draw against West Ham. Brijan Ibrahimi getting back on the score sheet. Only his 3rd goal of the campaign. In fact, he's had a very, very disappointing season, Ibrahimi, but I'm hoping for better times next year. And most recently, a disappointing 3-1 defeat over Stoke. I largely rotated the entire squad out for this game. You'll notice a lot of players that I don't usually make the starting 11 started in this one, simply because I wanted to make sure the guys were fresh for the Chelsea game. And on the plus end as well, we did get Ibrahimi another goal, so he's got 2 in 2 now, so that's 4 in the season for him. Alright, and oh, by the way, we are 6th place in the table, and we have now officially basically, we're officially, sorry now, when we're talking about, we've officially qualified for Europe again next season. We'll be in the Europa League. We just got to get kind of one more point really out of the last 2 games to guarantee 6th place. But overall, that's an improvement. We were 7th last season, now we're going to finish at 6th. Obviously, we want to make a big jump to next year, but we have to concentrate on this season first and foremost, and now we take on Chelsea in the Europa League. So let's take a quick look at the Chelsea squad, just to give you guys a rundown on who they've taken in, who they've signed, and any surprise inclusions in this team. So we're still by goals. Top goal scorer this season, Morata, kind of defies logic. In real life, he's not particularly fantastic in the Premier League, but in FM, very, very good. 18 goals now for the consecutive season for the Spanish striker, 24 in all competitions. After that, Eden Hazard is still around the club, as you can see, as dangerous as ever. 13 goals, 29 appearances for him. Willian is still around too, 11 goals, 11 assists, still as creative talent as ever. 32 years old now. Gedson Fernandes was one of the signings they brought in for £42 million from Benfica. 6 goals and 7.06. That's actually pretty decent there from Gedson Fernandes. Very talented player, only 22 years old as well. This guy's going to be kind of a beast, I imagine, in this year's FM. Then we got this guy. Who's he? Hwang Hee-chan, who is a centre forward, 45 million in value, signed from Salzburg for £23 million. He did pretty good at Salzburg, obviously, that season too. He got 14 goals and only 16 appearances. That's a pretty damn good record, isn't it? Other surprise players, Milan Skriniar, who is this guy? Signed this season from Inter for £84 million. He might be the world's most expensive defender now. Good player as he is. Not quite sure he's worth that amount of money, but I'm sure Chelsea are happy with the business. Other players, Mason Mount. We know about Mason Mount. We have him in the England squad, obviously, in Save Our Line series. He played a couple of games for me, and a very talented young individual, no doubt about it. Definitely got a big future, bright future ahead of him. And if he can definitely improve the physicals, then rest of all of the place. Any other surprise players? Of course, Danny Ings. He signed for Chelsea from us for £22 million. Hasn't played many games for them over the years. In fact, 10 Premier League games in 2 seasons and only notched up 4 goals for return. So Danny not having a really fun time there at Chelsea. Basically sit on the bench collecting a paycheck, which honestly isn't that bad of a deal, really, is it? All right, so here we go. We're going to take up Chelsea here away from home. We are away from home in the first leg, and obviously the return leg will be at St. Mary's. This is how we're going to line up for today's game. Ryan Bertrand is suspended for this one. no other really injury news. German Starako is not available for it, and Mario Götze is just recovering from injury. Apart from that, this is how we're going to line up. Angus Gunn's going to be in goal, Matt Targett left back, Jeremy Toljan right back, Hoyt and Maguire through the middle of defence. Indeed, he's going to partner Lamina in there in midfield with Martial, Grealish and Kluivert, the attacking trio, and then Erling Haaland with 31 goals on the campaign is going to lead the line for us. As you can see, looking at its overall squad, we certainly need a lot of investment at the defensive department for next season, especially if you want to make that jump into the Champions League. All right, just line with a 4-5-1 or 4-3-3 wide formation here, and as you can see, the very, very talented team. It's going to be a very, very tough test for us, no doubt about it. We also have to keep tabs on Hazard, Morata and Willian, and then no doubt they're danger players, as you would expect. So here we go, huge game for the Saints up against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Very exciting, playing here in the semi-final of the Europa League at the first time of asking too. We've had a really, really good European campaign, and no matter what happens in this tie, we can certainly be proud of the growth and development that we've had this year. Alright, first half of the game, Zuma puts the ball in. Here's Willian now in the box. It's deflected off two defenders, I think, and it's smashed off the outside of the post, and we put out for a corner kick. We can't allow Willian to get too much space there in the box, especially cutting in. That's going to be all kinds of danger, all kinds of trouble if Willian can start to do that on a regular basis. Alright, another corner kick for Chelsea, but Spawn Zuma with the header off the post, and it's somehow gone in. I think we smashed it against our own player. I think Hoyt hit it against Lamina, and it went in. The 1-0 to Chelsea here. Calamantis defending from the Saints back line. We'll take another look at this closer up. I want to say, yeah, hit the crossbar. And then, yeah, Matt Targett hit it straight at Lamina. And it's 1-0 to Chelsea. Embarrassing stuff here from the Saints. All right, 1-0 here. Only 1-0. So we're keeping Chelsea largely at bay as well. Yet to have a shot on target despite having 11 shots. And obviously that goal came from a bit of a freak circumstance. In the second half, I'm actually have to take off Jeremy Toljan here. Unfortunately, he's picked up a knock. We need to keep him fresh and fit. So Daniel Amate is going to come in at right wing back for him. Other changes that we can look at potentially to make is Mario Götze can come on here. Ibrahimi obviously is in fine form, 2-2. And if you want to solidify the midfield, you also have Gambit on the bench as well. But apart from that forced change, we'll keep it as is. And hopefully we'll start to carve out a few more chances because we're yet to really test Kepa in goal. In fact, here's a chance not early on. Here's Grealish to Haaland in the box. Looks to turn, but it's easily cleared in. Here's Willian now for Chelsea. Hits it long. Morata's got tons of room. Alvaro Morata's through on goal, and that's a great block from Wesley Hoyt, getting back and making the challenge. Alright, so corner kick, got to defend this one a little bit better than the last one. Ball is whipped in, and it's cleared at the near post from Martial. Here's Egan. He's Hazard now. Maguire with the clearance, only as far as Jorginho. Good tackle there, beautiful tackle. I think that was from Lamina. Alright, so Marcus Alonso throws the ball in here. Morata with the flick on. Only as far as Maguire though, so see if we can build something from the back here. We get to really, again, test Kepa at all in this game. A little bit disappointed by that. Is Hazard now through on goal. Eden Hazard off the post. Angus Gunn was well beat there, and lucky enough the rebound fell to one of our defenders. The last that could have easily been 2-0. And going into the next leg, honestly, I wouldn't mind just being 1-0 down, going back to St. Mary's. That probably wouldn't be a bad result. I'm going to make a change though. I'm going to bring on Mario Götze here. I'm going to move, yeah, Mario Götze, yeah, straight drop here for Jack Grealish. We'll keep that. We'll do that for now. We'll just do that for now. That'll be fine. All right. So 15 minutes to go in this game. Just got to stay tight. Just got to stay composed, and we might go back to here St. Mary's with just a 1-goal deficit, which is certainly manageable. All right. So here's Wesley Hoyt to Martial. That's a great ball to Justin Kluivert. Let's see if he can stretch his legs, use his pace a little bit. Oh, great play from Kluivert. Puts the ball in, looking for Haaland. Just overhit it. Here's Matt Targett to Ndidi. Ndidi switched. Oh, it's a terrible ball from Ndidi. And here's a chance for Morata now. 1-on-1 with the keeper. And it's good block there from Harry Maguire getting back. Sloppy play there from Wilfred Ndidi in the middle of the field. Almost gave Chelsea a second goal. Good ball in. Kluivert with the clearance though. Alright, here's Amate now, throwing a ball in deep inside the Chelsea half. Mason Mount with the clearance to Morata. Morata holds it up. Good tackle there on Hazard. Alonso back to Hazard. Drives at the heart of defence. Got to close him down. There's Gedson now in the box, and a good save there from Angus Gunn. Chelsea certainly had the better chances in this game. I won't begrudge them a victory, but at least we've defended pretty well, pretty stoutly. A few costly errors have kind of given Chelsea this game, and that's a little bit disappointing to say. And on a good too, it looks like Morata's been forced off injured, so that could be interesting for the second leg. If they lose Morata, that's a big blow for them. All right, so corner kick late on here, deep inside of injury time, and it's looking increasingly like it's going to finish 1-0 to Chelsea. So on the grand scheme of things, a 1-0 defeat away in the Europa League really isn't that bad of a result. Obviously, I would have liked to have scored to get that away goal in the pocket, but there you have it. Can't do much about it now. Just got to move on. We have a game against Brighton in between this one and the second leg, so what I'm going to do is obviously going to play through that. I'll show you guys the recap of that game, and then we'll crack on with the second leg up against Chelsea. Alright, so this game just finished here 2-0 to Brighton. We played pretty much a reserve side for this one. You notice Joe Daniel Snyder, who was part of our youth recruitment intake this year, got his first game for the club and didn't play as well as I would have hoped, 6.3. Jules Condé, Sirico, Target also played at the back. Very young backline, and we were largely exposed back there. Really struggled today. Also, going forward, though, I actually threw on Grealish, Martial, and Haaland to try and get something out of this game. Unfortunately, though, it didn't quite work out in my favour. Just a very disappointing performance overall. Honestly, our reserve team really isn't up to the same level and standard as Brighton's first team. So a lot of investment is going to be needed in the summer to make sure that we can put out two competitive teams. Alright, so here we go. The second leg of the Europa League semi-final up against Chelsea here. Obviously, we go 1-0 down at home here at St. Mary's, and recent form doesn't really go on our favour. As you can see, we've won 1 in our last, 6 appearances up against Chelsea. So it's maybe time to correct and even the score a little bit more. So this is a lineup we're going to go with. A few surprise changes you'll notice in the side. Going to be Angus Gunn's going to be in goal. Amate comes in at right back ahead of Toljan. Left back Ryan Bertrand returns after suspension against his former club, by the way. Harry Maguire and Wesley Hoyt centre of defence. Mario Lemina and Ronaldo. Ronaldo's going to play as a ball midfielder today ahead of Gambin and Ndidi. I decided to put that change in there when I was a bit more creative and a bit more I wouldn't say athletic, but at least he gets around the pitch a bit more controlled in possession. Justin Kluivert on the right wing. Mario Götze comes in for Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish's form hasn't been very good, so Mario Götze gets a chance to shine on the biggest stage today. And Martial is going to start on the left, but I have him as an attack inside forward rather than support. Usually it is support, but I want him to be aggressive. I want him to attack Chelsea's backline. I need him to today. And Haaland, by the way, will return to the side as well, obviously as a pressing forward, his preferred role. So on the bench, you'll notice we've got Bycroft, Toljan, Grealish, Cornet, Gambin, Ndidi, and Ibrahimi. So unfortunately, it's unlucky for a few of the guys that did miss out today, such as Patrick Roberts, Gustavo, German, Sturika, those guys. But overall, I've picked our best 11, and I've got to go with it. So here we go. Up against Chelsea at home in the Europa League semi-final. Really are living the dream. Can't get any better than this in Football Manager. Alright, so here we go. Going to tell these guys I have faith in their ability. They're going to need a little bit of a moral boost. No doubt about it. So here we go. Let's get it rolling. Of course, the question sounds away. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. Perfect. Here we go. Come on, boys. Let's get a victory over Chelsea. I noticed today, by the way, as well, they're starting a slightly different team to the one we had in the last one. Danny Ings and Huang He-chan is starting up top. It's actually a semi-rotated team. Pisa is also playing behind the two, and Ruben Diaz makes it 1-0 Chelsea in 4 minutes. Of course, that gives them the away goal as well, which means we now have to score at least 3 goals now to qualify to the next stage. Not the start we wanted to have. Alright, chance for us though. Mario Götze puts it in. Haaland's fouled in the box. Alright, this is a good start. Erling Haaland, he's missed a few this season. I'm hoping he comes up big for us now though. Come on, Erling. I'm going to guess he's going to go to keeper's left. Damn it, Erling Haaland. I think that is officially his last penalty he's ever going to take for the football club. Alright, so here's Amate now. Kluivert allegedly has picked up a knock. He wants to come off. We'll take a look at that in a second. But here's Bertrand to Ronaldo. Switches out to Amate. Amate gets the byline. Pulls it back. Zuma with the clearance. Only fouls Ronaldo. Keep the pressure on. We got to score in the first half no matter what. We've got to get a goal back. That's a great cross. And Haaland just over the bar. Oh, I've got a funny feeling that penalty misses are going to come back to haunt us by the end of the game. Yeah, it certainly looks like a knock. It's a calf strain for Justin Kluivert. He is going to have to come off here. So what options do we have? We have Maxwell Cornet, we have Jack Grealish. It's really about it for the two options, isn't it? Jack Grealish could come on, but he's not naturally likes to play on the right-hand side. We could put Goetze out there, potentially. Maxwell Cornet is a bit more natural to the role. He's a left-footed coming as an inside forward. Jack Grealish. Gonna do Jack Grealish. Alright, so disaster of the first half, to be honest with you. 1-0 down early on, and Erling Haaland missing a penalty there. Unfortunately, has put the tie strongly in Chelsea's favour. We need to get 3 more goals, or at least 2 to force extra time, and then maybe we can sneak a third there. But yep, it's going to have to be a kind of a gung-ho situation here. We've got to score 2 or 3 goals no matter what. So, what can we do here? Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? What we could do is potentially something like this, maybe. Switch it around. Jack Grealish on support there. And then we could put Martial then up top alongside Haaland. Martial, we've got to press him forward, so we'll do with a poacher. We'll put Martial on the last line. Hopefully his pace will stretch their back line. And we will maybe exploit them a little bit. I'm also going to bring on Maxwell Cornet as well for Mario Götze. He hasn't played well today, 6.3. I was looking for him to really step up, but unfortunately, he let me down. So unfortunately, that'll probably be his last game for the club as well, because I'm not really interested in bringing the kid back. Anyway, here's Grealish now. Start the second half. Let's get a goal early here. Haaland gets in the box, and it's a goal kick for Chelsea. Poor touch from Erling Haaland. All right, I'm going to give a shout to Get Creative. Let's get creative. Alright, so Haaland now. Come on, Haaland, get in there. Great cross. Oh, Martial. There's Grealish now. Oh, Jack Grealish. Oh, we've had our chances today. Alright, so 30 minutes to go in this game. We've got to give it a go, haven't we? Let's go to attacking. And then 10 more minutes or so, and then we'll switch to very attacking. Alright, no more. Let's got to go very attacking here. We've got to give it a go. What other changes can we make aggressively to? Alonso throws it into Jorginho. Bentaleb, we've got to win the ball back first and foremost here. We've got to get a goal soon. Here's Danny Ings. He's going to put the nail in the coffin. Danny Ings, of course he does, put the freaking nail in the coffin. And that's our European dreams over and done with there. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Alright, so might as well give this a final shot, shall we? So let's do... I don't know. Just trying to think outside the box here. See if we can confuse the match engine a little bit. Ibrahimi, complete forward on attack. There you go. That's fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But I mean, when it really comes down to it, though, we've done well this season to get to the semi-final of the Europa League. Obviously, a lot of investment needs to be added to the squad, especially defensively, as Martial gets a goal back. So we got half a chance in this game, I suppose, but it's looking very, very unlikely. But yeah, we need a lot of investment, especially at centre-half, and I think this is going to be the last episode of the season for Save Our Saints. There'll be a Save Our Lions episode coming up shortly, tomorrow anyway, because we have the European International Cup semi-final. Yeah, it's going to be investment. There's got to be investment in the back line. We've got to get better defenders in centre-halves especially, and then obviously we'd like to maybe get a better goalkeeper in too, because, I mean, as solid as Angus Gunn has been, he's not really... I don't think that world-class keeper you need to really get into the Champions League, and especially as a sweeper keeper. Obviously, that's the way I like to play from the back. We need someone a bit better with his feet than Angus Gunn. Angus Gunn has also kind of reached his full potential now as well, which means, you know, he's not really going to get that much better. All right, so let's try and finish off in style here. Here's Erling Haaland now. Can he score? Erling, you missed. Oh, Ibrahimi, you've also missed. If you scored there, that would give us 10 minutes to get yourself another goal. Oh, it's been one of those games that's unfortunately that miss from Erling Haaland was obviously damning, and obviously Danny Ings scoring them for them was even more damning, I suppose. But here we go, final throw of the dice. Ball gets in. Christensen with the clearance as Ibrahimi to Grealish, and obviously I've got to be a bit patient too. As much as I want to see this series progress quickly for your entertainment, I've got to be patient. A lot of guys in our squad are very young players. You know, they're still going to grow and develop, and they're still going to get better. Erling Haaland's one of those guys. Ibrahimi is another one. Justin Kluivert. Gambin's not exactly old, is he? I mean, we still have players that do have some growth in them. German Sturrico, it looks like he's going to be a very, very good defender if he can get the mistakes worked out of his game. Yeah, just a lot of work to do in the off-season, just trying to reshape our back line. We can be proud of our performance here in the Europa League, though. I mean, semi-final. If you asked me, would I take a semi-final before the season started, I would have said yes, if I was going to be honest. But looking at this squad, there are a lot of young players, and if I just give them a bit more time, that could develop into a very good team. Wolf Ndidi, I want to see more from this guy. He hasn't really impressed me. I spent a lot of money on him, bringing him into the club. I mean, £30.5 million, and he hasn't really delivered for me, with due respect. He's had his injury problems, but I expect more. Erling Haaland, I want to see his growth continue. I just got to try and hold on to him, though. I'm sure a lot of clubs will be in for him in the off-season. Justin Kluivert's another lad. He had a good season. Injuries kind of let him down a little bit here. But 39 appearances overall, 9 assists to his name. I'd like to see him get maybe a few more goals, but that's just me personally. But again, German Sturiko, I think he's going to be a really good defender. I just got to give him more time. Maybe I'll send him out on loan somewhere to get him some first team appearances, because he's only played 9 times this season, and he needs a few more games than that to really develop into the talent I think he can. So yeah, I mean, honestly, looking into the off-season, I'm going to be trying to bring in a goalkeeper and at least a couple of defenders here to make us a bit stronger at the back. And I think that will hopefully do us the trick and maybe push us up to the next level. But importantly, too, we got to make sure we keep our core intact. And Mario Lamina, I'm going to try and bring this guy back to if I possibly can. Depending on how much they want, if I'm being honest. If he's valued at 34 million, it'd be interesting to see what he goes for. Yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap up the season here. We only have 1 game left in it, and honestly, it's a semi-pointless one up against Newcastle. And pretty much we finish in 6th place now. I mean, we have to really screw this up now not to finish 6th. But whatever the situation is, we're going to be playing in the Europa League next year. So that's good for the football club, because if we didn't qualify for Europe, I think financially we would have been absolutely destroyed. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with this season, honestly. Yeah, nothing more to say about it. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of the season that we just had? What areas of the team do you think we need improving? I'm pretty sure you echo some of the sentiments I've said. I would like maybe to bring in another centre midfielder, but maybe a dominated centre midfielder if I possibly can. But obviously those cost a lot of money. I'm not quite sure what kind of budget we're going to have. I'd mainly focus on our defensive line, though. I want to make sure we shore up that and stop leaking goals. That'd be nice. But thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this season. I appreciate all the love and support I've got from so far. Obviously we're up to 75 subscribers I think now, and that's amazing. Honestly, obviously when we started FM19 I was in the low 700s, so to have an extra 150 subscribers out there, I truly appreciate it. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you guys will continue to enjoy my content. But thank you all once again. I appreciate it, love you all, and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.